Hello, welcome to Hanging Out with Love. This is Love, and today we are going to be talking about taking control of your life. Let me make sure I am on Do Not Disturb because we know things can get busy around these parts. But I definitely want to talk about this because I think we give outside forces way too much credit, way too much influence over our lives. And you have to understand that no matter what happens to you, no matter what kind of adversity you face, you will always be held responsible for what occurs in your life and how your life turns out. Unless you are deemed incompetent and incapable of handling certain things by a court of law, you are responsible. And this just popped in my head. I'll just go ahead and say it. But when it comes to taking control of your life, sometimes we use our family and our friends and helping them or wanting to be around them as an excuse. So I'll tell you this, I had a wonderfully unexpected visitor this weekend, and I absolutely loved them. It was a family member of mine, and there were things that I had to get done, right? So although they popped up in town, I was able to go see them, but I still had to handle my business, right? And so I'm headed back over to my mom's today to hang out with the family again. But first, I had to make sure my house was in order. I had to finish doing my laundry. I had to make sure that my dishes were washed up. I had to make sure that my dinner was prepared for the week and that I had all of the meals that I needed for meal prep. I had to fold my clothes. I had to have a meeting. I had a meeting at 2 p.m. So I couldn't say, oh, my family's in town. Let me jump over there and run like I did yesterday. Yesterday, that was appropriate. I still had something to handle, but yesterday that was appropriate and I still got what I needed to get done, completed. But I also had to be mindful that I have responsibilities, so I can't just drop everything and run at the first sign of fun or even the first sight of trouble. Sometimes it's just not necessary for us to do that. I am in control of how my week turned out. Now imagine if I had the adverse mindset and I said, oh, this family member's here. I need to go spend time with them, and left my dishes dirty and left my clothes unwashed and unfolded and came back to a big basket of clothes at 11 p.m. or midnight and a sink full of dirty dishes, and also had to get up at 5 a.m. and go work out. Would I have had a good week, a good start to my week? Probably not. So you have to make sure your house is in order, right? Make sure your house is good first. Focus on yourself. So the topic, take control of your life. Now we're going to jump in. That was just, my spirit was leading me to share that with you. All right, so number one, in order to take control of your life, you have to determine where you are. And this means having a very difficult conversation with yourself and determining what is it that I like about my life and what is it that I do not like about my life. What is it that I like about myself and what is it that I do not like about myself? What is it that I am willing to change about myself? And what is it that I'm going to continue making excuses for because I'm not ready to change it? Right? Have that difficult conversation. Time and time again, I remind you of my fitness journey and how during quarantine, I was like, I am not about to do any virtual workouts. I am exhausted mentally. I am going through a lot. I'm about to chill. And that chill time frame turned into 5 months of not working out. And if you don't think I paid for it when I went back to the gym, you're sadly mistaken. Okay? It was painful. It was tough. I was out of breath. I literally felt like my chest was going to cave in. All right? But I did it. I pushed through. I'm working out 6 days a week, got back on track, right? I can't make excuses for myself. Fitness is life. I need that. It makes me feel good. It helps me relieve stress, right? So I couldn't continue to make excuses. But if I was not willing to change that aspect, I can't say, oh, well, I'm getting too big for this dress, or my clothes are fitting tighter. These pants, I may not be able to wear them for long. My buttons are going to start popping. All right, I'm going off on a tangent, but determine where you are, be honest with yourself. The second thing, describe what you want your life to look like. I play too much, I'm sorry. Describe what you want your life to look like. So after you determine where you are, the things that you like, the things that you do not like, figure out, how do I want my life to be? What do I want my behaviors to look like? How do I want to be able to describe myself and for others to describe me in the future, right? So this is like, let's just take fitness for instance. Right now I'm overweight, right? Let's say that was your initial thought. I'm overweight. Well, where do I want to be? What is my ideal weight? What does overweight look like? Do I know my BMI? Do I know how much I weigh compared to most other women who are at my height and my age, right? Describe what you want your life to look like and put it in very concrete terms. Use numbers, use figures, put it in very concrete terms. What do I want my life to look like? And describe it very vividly. Number 3, what does it take to get there? Does it take school? Do I need more education? Do I need to put myself out there more when it comes to dating? Do I need to work out? Do I need to eat healthier, right? What are the steps that I have to take to get here? And then once you figure out what does it take to get there, write down the individual steps, because even if I'm going back to school, you have to remember that it takes steps to get there. I'm going to probably have to get a transcript from this institution. How long would it take to get that? How long have I not been in school? Is it going to cost me anything? What are the fees for enrollment? Is there an application fee? Write down all of that, because now you have to get prepared for what's coming next. And I know it sounds tedious. It sounds like, why am I writing all of this down? You have to do it because you have to know what you're getting yourself into. A lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And they think they're just going to pop up, sign an application, get accepted like this, and then jump head first after they signed some papers and got some financial aid. No, financial aid does not work like that. Sometimes it takes weeks. Sometimes you are not allowed to go to class. If it's in person, you're going to have certain immunization records. When's the last time you got a shot? Right? So you have to know, what does it take for me to actually get here, so you can determine if that's lucrative for you, right? And number 5, who can assist me with this? And why does this matter? Because it saves time, right? When you can look at something that you need and say, you know what? I don't have that skill. This isn't my strong suit. You can either become educated on it, or you can hire someone who is already an expert and get what you need. So what does that look like for you? For me, it looks like every now and then I have to hire a PA, because I can't handle working, running several businesses, and doing my own social media management. Sometimes I just can't. Sometimes I'm too overwhelmed. Sometimes it may mean I need to have someone do thumbnails for me, because I don't have time to do it. I'm recording the video, I'm editing it, I'm posting it. I need someone to do these thumbnails. I need someone to help me with the captions. I need someone who can market and go post this caption on each of my platforms, whatever that may look like. Okay? But sometimes you just don't have it, and you have to be honest with yourself about what that looks like for you. So this can include a therapist, a coach, a different type of professional like a graphic designer, a social media manager, a marketing manager, whatever the case may be. People get paid for services for a reason. Okay? And it's up to you to invest in yourself and get what you need. Grab some water. My skin is gorgeous. So this is how you take control of your life. You take control of your life by figuring out what's going on. How can I change it if I want it to change? And being realistic about what you actually do want to change, that's very real. Like, I'm not going to lie, there are some qualities about me that people would consider toxic when it comes to relationships, but they get me what I want and it's working for me. So I don't want to change them. You know, having that realistic conversation with yourself will show you why you have certain behaviors. And if those behaviors are no longer serving you, it may be something that you need to switch up. It may be something where you have to say, you know what? Yeah, that's not working anymore. This isn't yielding the results I want. I'm not getting what I want from the individuals I'm dating. I'm not getting what I want out of life. I still have this dead-end career, whatever that may look like for you. I'm tired of looking like this in my clothes. What does it look like? Be realistic. Write it down. Am I where I want to be mentally? Am I where I want to be physically? Am I where I want to be emotionally? Am I where I want to be when it comes to interpersonal relationships? Do I even have friends? Because I have a lot of consultations with women who are like, I just don't even have friends. And I'll be like, well, why not? Go get you some. This is why you're stuck up under that man all the time, getting on his nerves. Leave him alone. Okay? Find something to do. Get a hobby. Okay? And you know what? I love doing consultations. You know why? Because I'm a very logical thinker. And I also have some aspects of being abstract, which helps me understand why people think a certain way. But just because you think a certain way does not mean that it's serving you. Like for people who are afraid to take chances. Okay, I understand why you're afraid. You're afraid of the unknown. But what we do know is that if you continue this pattern, you're never going to grow and you're going to remain stagnant. You're going to be in the same spot in 2 years that you are today. How does that make you feel? To know that you're going to be alone, to know that you won't have successful relationships, to know that you're going to have the same job that you don't like. How does that make you feel? So one thing I say to my clients all the time is choose your level of difficult. Choose your hard. It's hard to remain in the same place, and it's also hard to grow. It's hard to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Choose your level of difficulty. I don't want the level of difficult where I'm remaining in the same spot. I like my growth, even if it's incremental, even if it's inch by inch. I'm making progress and I can see it and I can feel it. And other people, they can see it and they can feel it. And they feel my aura and my personality. The fact that I'm genuinely happy with myself. I wouldn't trade that for anything. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Is it difficult to put yourself out there? Absolutely. Was it difficult for me to open up on my platforms? Absolutely. But I did it. And the only way you'll know if you're capable of doing something is if you take a chance on yourself. Take control of your life. Don't let life take control of you. Put your foot down. Tell yourself, I don't want to do this I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to just allow life to happen to me. I want to make my life happen. I want to control where my life goes. There's so many people out there who are like, oh, well, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. But while I'm speaking with them, I don't hear anything about their planning and preparation. What did you even want? Do you know? Do you know what you want? Or are you just saying what you feel like other people want to hear? And for those of you who talk a real good game about how you want your life to look and the things that you want, understand it may be easing your discomfort temporarily to get some temporary gratification, for somebody nodding their head and saying, oh, that sounds like a good plan. Okay, I can see you doing that. Yeah, you have the personality for it. Yeah, you have the skill for it. You have this, you have that. But eventually, people start to notice that you're not about anything. And that becomes a problem. Because you have to understand, people that are moving forward and getting ahead, they don't want to be surrounded by people who don't have a growth mindset and who are not committed to their own life and their own development. So take heed. That is all I will say on that topic. Thank you so much for being here. Please click the links in the description box. My new book, 31 Ways to Be More Feminine, just came out yesterday. So that is in the description box as well. It is a wonderful read. People have given me some great feedback so far. Also, make sure that you are following me on Instagram. It is a private page now. I do not accept men because my content is not for men. So I love you. Just keep staring at me in the videos, cash at me, send me your email address, whatever, who cares? But you don't need to be on that platform because the content is not for you. Okay? Sorry. So also make sure that you're following me on Facebook. That content looks very different. I try to diversify each of my platforms. And then keep in mind as well, I do have a Facebook group. So if you would like to join that Facebook group, make sure you pay the fee. It is a one-time fee for a lifetime membership. You will never have to pay again. We are very interactive. You can ask whatever questions you would like on that wall. I'm going to answer your questions. And it also is a private group. So anybody outside the group cannot see your responses. Everything is confidential, including the consultations that you have one-on-one conmigo. Very confidential. It's between you and I. And I always ask permission before I release any information. So let's say I'm just so inspired by your story. I've been working with you and I'm like, hey, I just want to share this snippet of your life with my congregation. Will you allow me to do that? And you say, yeah, sure, love. It's anonymous. And no identifying information will be released. That's what anonymous means. No personally identifying information. If there's anything I feel like that would disclose your identity, I'm not sharing it. All right. So if your username is Big Booty Judy from New York, I'm not going to go up there and say, oh, I have a follower who's from New York and da 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 da. I hope I wouldn't have anybody named Big Booty Judy on my page, but have y'all seen ATL? That's a good movie. So before I go, I just have to show off my bag because, and it matches my nails. I absolutely love this bag. I got it for my birthday and I just can't stop showing it off and I can't stop wearing it. So yeah, this is about to be my baby, until she gets replaced. But right now she's perfect and I don't put any other bag above her. That was one amongst other gifts. Also, to any of my friends, if you're watching this video, thank you so much. Like, my birthday month was so special. I literally got everything I wanted plus some. All jokes aside, like, the stuff that I got for my birthday, I couldn't have even fathomed. Like, it was like the love and support was crazy. So I really appreciate that. But I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great day. And remember to take control of your life. Today, today. Don't wait. Peace and love.